Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another full body workout. And today, we're going to get some comedy gold. You guys are going to watch me try to set up these hip thrusts. I've only been playing with these with really lightweight, with like 135, just getting a little bit of the movement pattern down. And this is just me trying to get set up and figure out the technique with a little bit of weight on these has been ridiculous. And we're going to be entertained with this. The reason I chose to do these today, I've noticed these don't hurt my back at all, and my lower back, that right side, has been cramping really hard in the erectors. And I need to give it a little break from squats. Either way, I'm going to start back squatting again next week. I feel like the front squats, maybe we're even working that area a little too hard, but I'm going to start eating back into my back squats next week no matter what. And I feel like giving my lower back a bit of a break with exercises that don't really cause any pain, any of the problems with the posterior pelvic tilt, would be a good way to go ahead and continue to rehab it this week. So I decided to work with the hip thrust because I'm going to work these in next week anyways as a regular exercise. So we need to start getting the form down, and I just used my Romanian deadlift weight because the reps weren't that difficult on it. It was just getting everything set up, and it's really comical. I'm laughing as I'm watching the footage of me trying to get into position and get everything set up. I feel like I don't have my bench placed well. I might even try to turn it long ways and see if that feels better, but I feel like I don't really have the ideal bench. I feel like my bench is a little too tall to do this. It really is. And as far as just getting into the position, I noticed on that third set, I ran into that problem. It's like for me, reaching down and grabbing the bar on the first rep, I really can't do it and keep my back in position. I feel like I'm sliding off there. So there's going to be a learning curve with these, and I do see now why Brett Contreras sells an individual device for this. I feel like it's a little overpriced, though, to be honest. At $500, I mean, $500 for a bench. You know, my barbells don't even cost that. I have barbells rated to 1,000 pounds, and my barbells don't even cost $500 each. So I kind of look at that and I'm shocked. Will I invest in it? Maybe. Like if I take this exercise super seriously, like I think I might, and I feel like the bench that I have is becoming a limiting factor, because I've noticed a lot of the people who do it, they have different benches. They're using those slightly shorter adjustable benches that have a really, really wide base, because I feel like I almost tip this bench over. Like I have to brace it up against my rack. And it really gives me not an ideal position. You guys notice me adjusting that there and then kind of pulling it in tighter and trying to get set up. And then it wasn't bad from there. This last set, once I got into that position, it wasn't too bad. But again, I feel like I'm almost worried I'm going to slide off the bench, trying to go all the way down. It's just an awkward position. So again, there's going to be a learning curve with these. There's going to be a learning curve, and it is what it is. So it's been kind of funny to watch. It's funny to watch me trying to learn how to do these on camera. And that's what we do on this channel. We keep it real, guys. When I miss lifts or have bloopers or anything, it goes up. If anything is a work set, it doesn't matter how horrific it goes up here. Right? If the camera gets it, if the camera records it, it goes up on the channel. There's full transparency. So even when I miss a lift or something goes wrong, guess what? It goes up there. Decided to go ahead and go to the 90 pounds a day for the weighted dips, second day doing them. This was easy. This was ridiculously easy. In fact, I went ahead and did a bit of an AMRAP on the third set, and I went ahead and I got 8 reps. I need to increase the weight on these. And I feel like maybe another 10 pounds. And then, because I think I might go to 5x5 next week. I think that's how I'm going to work it. I'm going to start maybe doing my push-pull. And so I think maybe 5 or 10 more pounds for 5 sets of 5 might be about right on these. Be about right. They didn't affect my press today, though. I was happy with that. I bumped the weight up, and it was easier today. Every time you do a new exercise, it can be a little bit awkward when it's an exercise you haven't done in a while because you're detrained. And then once you learn that movement pattern, the muscle mass that you have starts carrying over. And like I said, it wasn't that difficult to get 8 reps on the last set with 90 pounds plus me weighing 215-ish. So that's 305. It was an easy 8 reps, right? Easy 8 reps. And that's one of the things I tell guys, man, you're going to be able to do more on weighted dips than you can bench press. Even though a lot of times we'd look at the range of motion and people would say, well, I mean, that's a long range of motion, you're getting a deeper stretch. But yeah, you can still do more weight. You can do more weight. And I think some of it has to do with that stretch reflex being involved. And I think it's the fact that more muscles end up getting involved. But, you know, you can do more weight on a weighted dip, even with a long range of motion. You know, because I'm going down below parallel. And I have long arms. And I can't do 305 for 8 reps on the bench. I can maybe double or triple that. Right? Right now. But as far as doing 8 reps, there's no way. So again, weighted dips, fantastic exercise. Fantastic exercise. And here I am coming over, going to crank out 8 reps for you guys. So again, I need to bump it up. I probably need to bump it to 100 pounds on the plates for the work sets. And that'll be a good starting point for a 5x5. 5 sets of 5 with 100 pounds is my body weight. You know, that's about 315. I think that'll be pretty good. That'll be pretty good. So yeah, we'll be easing into a slight adjustment in training. I made a video discussing already what I'm going to do with my training moving forward in detail for this coming section. I don't know if I've uploaded it yet. I can't always keep track of what I've uploaded for you guys. A lot of times people will ask me something like, I made a video about that. Then I realize, oh yeah, it's not coming out for 2 more days. Because I tend to get really, really far ahead. Like when I'm having like nothing else going on sometimes. And if I haven't left my house all day and I'm just chilling and I don't feel like reading a book and I don't have any guests over, I'll crank out like 8 or 9 videos sometimes. So people need to remember that. I'm oftentimes have 12, 15, 20 videos sitting around not uploaded. Like just sitting on my computer ready to go. And that's just the way it is. I think I've got 18 videos right now. I think that's what it is. I just have sitting there, not uploaded, ready to go. And a lot of times I'll upload them in big blocks so that I can just release them over time. And that way, if my internet's out or something, I can use my phone to make them live. Because, you know, there's technical difficulties. And it lets me not miss work. It's just one of the habits I've gotten into. But yeah, the pull-ups were tough today. Pull-ups were hard, but the press didn't suffer. That's what was interesting to me. Like the dips seem to have affected the pull-ups today, but not my press. I got my full 3x5, unlike 2 days ago, right? They really affected my press 2 days ago. Today, walked in, same weight. I was struggling to get 5s with Monday. Heavier dips, rep PR on the dip, and then I got on my press. You know, it's just how it goes. It feels like, though, the pull-up, because it's right behind it, can be a problem with that. So I think for me, like on my push days coming up, I'll probably do dips, then I'll squat, then I'll do my press, right? So that I've got a nice break between doing the dips and the press. Why? A little more workload on the press, a little more workload. That way I can specialize in it more, use a slightly heavier weight. And so those pressing muscles can be resting while I'm squatting. And that'll let me get better workout efficiency. I mean, I could just squat and then dip and then take an hour break and then go press, but I don't think that's really good time management. And it really doesn't matter that I work from home. It doesn't matter that I make my own schedules. Time management still matters, right? And a lot of times what I do with my training is stuff that I expect a lot of you guys to be able to do. Like if a lot of people try to follow what I'm doing with the training and replicate something similar, me doing stuff like that, it doesn't help the audience. Doesn't help the audience, and it's just not good use of my time management. It really isn't. It really isn't. My time management, you know, could easily be spent with more resting if I just want to waste more time. You know, more resting, more relaxing for recovery, so that I can train harder. And that's a lot of what I do. That's a lot of the advantage to what I do. Doing YouTube from home, making my own schedule, is that it does allow me to rest more. And that lets me work with heavier workloads, maybe for a guy my age. Definitely helps. But, you know, that still doesn't always prevent overuse strains and things like that. Like my lower back is still recovering from that. But again, I had a whole host of factors contribute. But we'll work around it. And I feel like, again, those hip thrusts, the Romanian deadlifts, all that stuff, they seem to be helping. And I'm thinking by next week I'll squat. And we'll just ease into the squat. You know, that's going to be the thing. I don't need to immediately jump to, you know, well over 300 pounds for 5x5. I don't need to do that. I can start with something easy. I can start with 225. I can start with 275. It doesn't matter. We'll just gradually work it back up, and we'll use these other exercises to help rebuild that area also. And, you know, maybe eventually I'll get to 405 for a 5x5 on there or something ridiculous. We'll see. But the pressing went great. And actually, I ended up doing a lot of training, and I felt like everything got worked really well as far as my posterior chain, even with those hip thrusts. So I decided to only do one set of Romanian deadlifts so that I could get some practice with my hook grip. Because I'm also thinking if I'm going to start squatting again, and I'm going to be doing hip thrusts, I don't need these Romanian deadlifts. I need to go back to the normal deadlift. So I need that hook grip to be ready, right? So we can start working the poundages back up. We got to start squatting and deadlifting again for real. It's got to happen. So I just did the one set, and it felt fine. I feel like my thumbs are toughening back up and getting used to the hook grip. Be pretty soon. I don't think it'll be that long. I'll be able to pull well over 500 again with the hook grip, and we'll keep working towards that 600 goal, right? That's a goal to work towards, guys. Be under 200 pounds with a 600-pound hook grip beltless deadlift. I think that's a worthy goal. So we'll keep working towards that. Like that'll be one of my serious hardcore goals that I really work towards. It's not saying it's going to be easy, but it's going to be doable. But yeah, I mean, again, the hook grip held up fine even with this rep work. So that's good. With continuously holding it, that's really tough on the hook grip for me. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.